Welcome to another card with Stamping Squirrels. This one, as is traditional between Squirrel 1 and Squirrel 2, has a slightly simpler take, and I think will be really good for those of you for whom this might be a bit, oh my goodness, what have they sent me in these boxes?
But there is no sponging in this one, Claire. I'm very disappointed.
Delighted to say there's no sponging, and we've gone for the less is more type technique. So simply, the parts that you'll get in your pack will look like this. So you'll have the card base, you'll have the piece of Granny Apple Green as a background
it's green.
card.
I'm pleased
It's green.
Yeah.
I have had a little bent towards Squirrel 2's favourite colour. You've got a topper card, and then you've got already die cut the 2 circles. So just to start with, we're going to just work on the white top circle. I'm just going to gently put those to one side. We're using the little rabbit, and I'm going to use Memento black ink, but any black ink will do for this. So, as we know, no CPR on your inking, just gently stamp up the rabbit, and I'm just going to put him slightly above centre. Squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful.
Amen.
And there we have a little beautiful rabbit. We're then going to use another bit of the Nature's Beauty stamp set, which is some grass. They look a bit strange, but it's a grass effect, just to do the small grass elements around the edge of the card. Clearly, if you decide these grass effects are not for you, you don't have to do them. And likewise, I'm again using Granny Apple Green stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it so they're just on the edge. So there we go, there's a little rabbit covered in grass. Finally, and it depends on the colouring pens you've got, in this instance I'm going to use one of Squirrel 2's blender pens, and again this is light apple, Granny Apple Green, goodness I'll get my apples in, just to give the rabbit something to sit on. So gently, I'm just going to use a little bit of green around the bottom of the rabbit. So there's my little rabbit, now sitting on a small tussock, perfectly grounded and ready to go. So the next thing will be to stick the rabbit to the pre-cut scallop shape. The next thing I'm going to do is just take the 2 bits of the base card, and I'm going to snail the white topper. Now, before we put these 2 parts together, there will be some twine in your pack. As you'll see from my original card, the twine was actually natural twine, but in this instance I found all sorts of different coloured baker's twines, and in this instance I'm going to use the green one. So I've just worked out roughly, if you want to have a bit of a think about positioning, so you can position your rabbit up or down. So positioning wise, you might want to think about where it's going to go, and then roughly work out where you're going to put your twine. So I'm going to just give myself a bit of an indication there. I'm going to put snail glue on the back on either side of the green card. Put my first bit of baker's twine on. Using your scissors, just more neatly than I've done there, snip off the edge.
Or you could just go around 4 times and tie a little bow at the front.
You could. There's lots of things you could do with the twine. If you don't like the twine around the edges, you don't have to do it around the edges, and then you can just wiggle it about till you get it into a position where you like it. Before I go any further though, I'm now going to, as I said, turn this into a happy birthday card. So I've taken a happy birthday. There are lots of different types of happy birthdays, and I'm sure many of you have got one. So you can happy birthday, and this one actually is from the Seaside Notion stamp set, which also has a nice thinking of you if you want that sort of thing. And then obviously, sorry, you can see I've set it so it's slightly skew-if on the stamp, but it doesn't matter. So just line it up down towards the bottom of the card. Squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful,
Squirrels are wonderful.
Wonderful. And there we go, got a happy birthday.
I like that.
Move the ink out of the way. Now using dimensionals, and I know Squirrel 2 referenced dimensionals earlier. Here are my dimensionals, I've got mine with me. You're just going to line up your rabbit on your card. There we go. So there's one rabbit ready to go. Final touches, I'm going to actually dimensional it again. So yeah, you get to see the back, which not many people do get to see. Take your card base, which again will be included in your pack, and pop the whole, make sure it's nice and straight and where you want it. Pop down those corners, so there's your rabbit. Then finally, in your card pack, you'll have 3 of the Stampin' Up pearls. There should be 3 different sizes, which is why they're all on single bits. I'm sorry they're a bit difficult to do, but and there we go. A little rabbit, happy birthday.
Well done, Claire. I really like that. I like the clean lines of it.
As always with a Squirrel 1 card, keep it clear and simple. And leave the sponging to Squirrel 2. Have fun.